We begin this morning with some major breaking news on this Friday. It actually came just before 6 a.m. from Florida, where longtime Trump ally Roger Stone was arrested to face charges in Robert Mueller's Russia investigation. He was indicted just yesterday on 7 counts. He's accused of lying to a congressional committee and witness tampering.
Now, Stone had predicted that he would be charged, and he insisted he is innocent. Paula Reid looks at the indictment just released this morning. Paula, good morning.
Good morning, Gayle. I just finished reading this 23-page indictment, and the special counsel has charged Stone with lying and obstruction of justice. He is expected to appear in court in Florida in a short time. But while this indictment does not charge him with conspiring or colluding with Russia, it lays out in great detail how he was in contact with WikiLeaks as it released stolen Democrat emails in the weeks before the election. Now, these emails were hacked by Russian intelligence, and Stone came to the attention of investigators with some tweets that he sent out that suggested he knew some of these releases were coming, though he's always denied that he had any insider information. But the most damaging information in this indictment for the administration is that Stone was allegedly in touch with Trump campaign officials about WikiLeaks releases. Apparently, he was talking about timing, when this would happen, and these Trump campaign officials were apparently very interested to know about additional releases. Now, Stone's indictment, it was expected. The special counsel has been hearing from witnesses around him, his associates, for months. But it is a sign that the special counsel's investigation is unlikely to wrap up anytime soon.
Well, Roger Stone, Paul, has certainly been very loyal to President Trump. But what does this mean specifically for Donald Trump?
Well, this is another problem for the White House. The president has repeatedly denied that there was any contact between his campaign and Russia. He's also denied that he had any business interests in Russia during the campaign. But over the past few months, we've gotten a lot of new evidence out of the special counsel investigation. Specifically, his own lawyer has said that, in fact, the president continued to negotiate at least one business deal well into the campaign. We also now know that his former Trump campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, was passing polling data off to an associate with known contacts to Russian intelligence. And now we have this new information about Roger Stone being in contact with Trump campaign officials surrounding the timing of these WikiLeaks releases. So a lot of new questions about whether or not the president is being fully truthful about how much he knew about these contacts.
Paula, thank you. Also included in that indictment is the fact that he tried to convince another witness to testify falsely in conversations. People should be reminded that these WikiLeaks emails disrupted the campaign throughout the summer and until the election, whipsawing the news cycle at precise and important moments. This is not some sideline. This was important in the middle of the campaign.
The question has always been about whether there was some collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russian government in order to disrupt the election and swing it in the favor of Trump. Roger Stone is accused essentially of being a conduit for some of the information that may have led to Hillary Clinton's defeat, as you point out. That is not known whether that was a factor. But it is known that, as you point out, it was extremely disruptive. The timeline is key. If you read this entire indictment, it goes through, it's the summer of 2016, yes, right through what were the conventions, right before heading up to the vote. That's why this is another giant piece of the puzzle.
And the connection between Russia and WikiLeaks is, how did WikiLeaks get the underlying emails that they then strategically leaked throughout the campaign? Did they get them from the Russians?
Well, we haven't heard from the White House yet, but Donald Trump has repeatedly said no collusion, no collusion, no collusion. They certainly seem to be connecting some kind of dots here this morning. We shall see.